Well, it was time for the first test of the Kaku Kahuna SUP Kayak hybrid. I put in at this little canal by my house. I found a little hole in the bushes and I got in there, and this place was pretty mucky to start with. But once I used the paddle to push out, I started to get going. I thought for the first time it would be best to just sit on top of the cooler and use it like a traditional kayak. Sitting down, it was totally stable. I really liked it. So I pushed up further into the canal to do a little fishing, and the first cast that I made, I did from sitting on the cooler. It was super easy, and I was hoping to catch a big fish on my first cast off, but you know how fishing goes. No such luck. To paddle into the main part of this little lake slash canal, and it was windier than I thought it was going to be. So I continued to sit down as I paddled through, and didn't want to use myself as a sail and make it harder to paddle into the wind. But it paddled really easily and super stable. Once again, I really liked that. I got to this area across the canal. It was nice and protected from the wind, so I decided I would try to stand up for the first time. I set my paddle to the right height and moved my pole out of the way, put it into the angle cooler rod holder, and I used the pole to kind of stabilize myself and helped me stand up. Ta-da! Once I got my sea legs, I felt like I'd been doing it forever. Like I've said many times, this board is really stable. The first few minutes, it's kind of wobbly back and forth, but then I just kind of naturally, my body just started to adjust as I went along, and I loved standing up on this board. It was great. Position is actually a lot easier than casting from the sitting position. I was a little surprised. I thought sitting down would be easier. Still lots of catching, or excuse me, lots of fishing, no catching. I thought I would move up into a new area just a little further than I was. There's a lot of brush piles through here. There's actually a mangrove island, and I thought I'd try my luck there. Yep, it was going to be one of those days. But that's why I carry a second rod. So let's try this area here. There's that little mangrove island I talked about. Let's see what our luck is here. So I would recommend, if you're going to fish the drift, use one of those little drift chutes to kind of slow you down a little bit. I found that the wind was really pushing me around, and I went across this little lake a little faster than I wanted to. So I changed the bait up, and my first cast, yeah, snag. I snagged it across on the seawall. So this is really going to be a little boring section here, and luckily for you all, my battery died. But let me wrap it up. Love the Kaku. Fantastic stability for a novice like me who's deathly afraid of falling into the water. Not really, but the water's pretty cold right now, so I don't want to fall. So it's really, really stable, easy to paddle from both the sitting and the standing position. I remain completely dry. The wind pushed me around a bit, so I would recommend getting one of those drift socks that you throw into the water, and that'll slow you down if you're fishing in a faster current. Or get an anchor and anchor yourself away. Didn't have either one of those with me. No catching today, but it was beautiful out. I had a great time. I think it was a great test. For the first time being out, it was a great test. Wish I would have caught something, but can't catch something every time. That's why they call it fishing and not catching. And I hope you liked it. Please like. This is my second video, and I'm trying hard to make some interesting ones for you.